Alright, so we talked about this on the channel thousands and thousands and thousands and times. We talked about Obsidian Flames. How excited I was, how disappointed I was because of the after results, and so much more. We've talked so much about this on the channel, mainly about Obsidian Flames only, and now we're going to get into this official, I wouldn't say documentary, but like official review for this set. Um, I'm just gonna say this real quick before we start. If you don't like Charizard nowadays, I don't blame you, because this is gonna be one. This is probably gonna trigger a lot of people that hate Charizard. Um, so we all know Obsidian Flames. If none of you guys do, then I don't know what's going on with you guys. But Obsidian Flames was one of the newest Pokemon sets that ever came out in 2023. It was known as, of course, Radiant Flames. Came out on my birthday exactly, August 11th. I remember the exact same day it came out. I was trying to go get it. I couldn't find a booster box, so I had to wait like 1 or 2 days afterwards. Pick it up at my local mall, the store that has him in there. I pulled a Pidgeot EX SIR. Not, well, soon did he, well, he didn't any, I did, well, back then didn't know that would be my favorite card of the set. I was so looking forward to finding the Charizard because a lot of people were saying the Charizard at EX is so easy to pull. So many people have pulled it, yada yada yada. Streamers tend to have Pokemon opening luck on live streams and on videos. So just because they say it's easy doesn't automatically mean it's easy. The only thing I could actually say was easy was opening up Paldean Fates and pulling an SIR that wasn't the Charizard. So whenever I picked up the set, I was like, okay, you know what? I think I'm going to do pretty good. I went to the mall, picked it up, pulled some good cards. The value was still pretty high for the Charizard, like $200, $300, like $100, $200. The cards were pretty expensive. The Pidgeot was actually pretty expensive. And once that 1 week hit, 1 week of its release came out, that's when everything started to go downhill. For Paldean Fates, the Charizard that's the shiny is actually going up in value and not down, but this Charizard is at $47 right now. So when you think about it, this card was like $300 when it came out on its release date. Before its release, so pre-release is always going to have the most expensive value, and then once it releases, the value goes down completely. But I did not expect this Charizard, as its Charizard, to go down in value. But that's not how it came out to be. This Charizard went down at a significant rate in just 1 week. And ever since that 1 week, once that 1 week came, it didn't go up. And if it did, it didn't survive 1 week after it went up that one time. It kept going down. So we now know this Charizard was a ripoff. Sorry guys, I have to keep doing this. I got a headache. So we all love Charizard, at least some of us do. I'm starting to hate Charizard because let's see. 151, Charizard was the most expensive. Obsidian Flames, Charizard. Paldean Fates, Charizard. I don't blame people when they say, whenever I said about Charizards being so cheap nowadays, they're like, no, they're actually at a good value. People can actually buy them, which is, yeah, that's a good thing. But on one hand, I agree, and on the other hand, I don't agree with you. For the one reason that I don't agree with you is because the Charizard is so dumb. Like, the Charizard had potential. And I'm not saying it's dumb for design. I'm saying it's dumb because of how bad how bad it is at keeping its value that it originally was at. Many Charizards, I don't know what happened, but since Scarlet and Violet came out, Charizards have not been the same. I'm telling you, Charizards have not been the same since their release. I'm going to explain to you guys what I mean by Charizards are not the same, and then we will continue this. Be like a 10-minute video. So I'll explain to you why Charizards are no longer the same. Charizards are no longer the same. Literally, this proves it. Ready? Just log up Charizard. Okay? Just log up Charizard. Alright, EX. Okay? When you come across this, you're going to see This Charizard is at 14 bucks for a normal Charizard. You come down here to a Paldean Fates Charizard that came out a couple months ago. Well, came out like 1 or 2 months ago. Now look at the thing. It's $3.32. That's because it's a reprint. This Charizard promo is $5, so again, that's a good Charizard, but again, I think this is kind of like a reprinted version of the ultra rare Charizard from Obsidian Flames. So I think Paldean Fates is trying to copy and reprint cards from Obsidian Flames that didn't get a lot of recognition, but I could be wrong. I think that's a pretty smart idea to, finally boost up the Charizards and stuff from Obsidian Flames by promoting those, by making like the same type of design but adding something different to it, for because a lot of people collect Paldean Fates. So what I'm trying to say is, so many people are collecting Paldean Fates, never collected Obsidian Flames. So when Obsidian Flames came out, not a lot of people were excited for it. I was, but 50% of me says no. So whenever this set came out, not a lot of people collected this set when it actually was in its prime. First couple weeks. So I think what they were trying to do is because they thought Now this is my opinion, my theory, my opinion, that the Charizards that from Obsidian Flames were being reprinted in this set just so they could get recognition. That's personally what I think, is that Charizards were trying to get recognition, and so what they did, they didn't expect it to go wrong. But in all reality, we all know now the results, the final results, it went down. So right here we have the Charizard EX from Evolutions. It's at $8. The Charizard EX, this one is at $115. This is for like the Paldean Fates one. Just give it a couple months. It might go down. Oh, wait. Wait a second. That's... Alright, so this Charizard surprisingly made a turn. Because, like, when you think this Charizard, when it came out, it dropped. It dropped this Charizard. So you can see, another problem with this set is the fact that the reprints are affecting the actual prices of, like, the really cool Charizards of this set. So this Terra Charizard is going for $9.15 now. It was at $7 like yesterday. And then this Charizard is still at $3, which it deserves because it's a punk. This Charizard, I think, is actually the only good Charizard out of everyone we've talked about on the channel. By far, this is probably my favorite Charizard that came out in Scarlet and Violet 151. I have this Charizard. This is going for about $37, and it actually has been there for the longest time. I mean, it's actually staying at like the $30 mark. So that's a good thing. That means that maybe this card could be worth investing in sometime soon. I'm not going to say actually value in it right now, because right now it's a little bit too early to tell if this card's going to keep it there. So give it a few months, and if we see a big major change, I'll make a video on it later on. But right now, all I'm going to say is I'm hoping this doesn't take the turn for the worse. It's got potential, like the other Charizards did, and like I said, they didn't do so well. So let's make sure that this Charizard can keep its value before we decide any big movements of investing or not. So let's just make sure this Charizard is actually good and can keep its value before I actually decide whether or not I'm going to invest in it. I'm not saying I'm not actually saying you have to do what I'm saying. I'm saying you guys should actually wait for my advice, because I am a pretty good Pokemon and card investor. So yeah. This is the Charizard EX from the 151. Of course, it's $111. This card's another Charizard. I like its design, but you could have made at least 151 be about a Mewtwo EX SIR. I can't tell you how many times I wanted to say why Mewtwo. Like, after a couple months of me loving this card, I realized we've gotten so many Charizards in the past year. More Charizards have released in this past year than in any era in 1 year. We had two sets in 1 year that was about a Charizard. Now, Darkness Ablaze was the same, but at least that wasn't the main focus of, like, it didn't seem to me that it was rushed, nor did it feel like it was the main focus of the set. This time around, 151 seems like Charizard was the main focus. They did Blastoise good and Venusaur good, but they did Mewtwo dirty. They did not include Mewtwo, only as a freaking holo. As a holo 151 card, not a illustration rare. I mean, they did do an illustration rare for Mew and Mewtwo, but well, not Mewtwo that got the beautiful EX card, but didn't add all the features to that they did in like actual English. Like in Japanese, the sun would start to rise and set certain ways you turned it. It would either the sun would start to rise or like set. But this time around, that didn't do it for English. So right there tells you, I think Japanese has the advantage for Pokemon. But yeah, it seems like you could have gave Mewtwo. It was a perfect opportunity. The 151 Pokemon cards. Mewtwo was one of the original 151. You could have easily gave Mewtwo a perfect EX SIR, and you could have seen that card go for about $1,000. But I don't think Pokemon wants to hear that right now. I'm pretty disappointed they didn't add that. It might not be my favorite, but it's not my worst card. I can tell you that. It's not the worst. This Charizard's at $4. Wasn't really that good anyhow. Promo card Charizard, that's trash. The gold Charizard, a lot of people hated. I don't know why. I didn't hate it. Here it is. This is the biggest disappointment of the set, of course. Definitely one of the biggest disappointments. $46, $46. You can see, December it was like $60, and then it just kept going downhill. Like, it's just not worth investing anymore. This was over $200, and then right when it came out, like not even on its release date, and it was already at like $103. Then slowly, by the months, it went down in value. So that just tells you they're not worth investing in. Definitely not for that Charizard, of course. It's definitely not worth investing in. That Charizard, the Ultra Rare, is like $10. They are pretty affordable, which is good. But, I mean, what are you going to do? That Charizard from X and Y Evolutions is $21. Generations is 56. That's actually not bad. I didn't even know. Wow. That usually was never that much money. Last time I checked, last time I had this, I well, actually can't say because I didn't actually know the value because I didn't even know TCG Player was a real thing back then. So now as I saw that's actually pretty cool. That Charizard's still $624. The promo one's 38. That one's 42, 26, 86, 102, 355 for the secret rare, the X version, and the Y version secret rare is 111. Oversized version of the Charizard form X and Y. One listing from $199.95 for like a jumbo version of those cards. So that's pretty cool. So our final part is going to be Pokemon. Alright? Pokemon Crimson Haze. That's going to be our final video, our final topic of today's video. Is going to be based on the Crimson Haze set, which comes out in Japanese when Temporal Forces comes out in English on the 22nd of March. So we're going to go over this. It's going to give us information about the Pokemon stuff we need to know about. So, Enhanced Expansion Pack, Crimson Haze is the name given the 4th Japan subset release during the Pokemon trading card games Scarlet and Violet era. This subset mainly features Pokemon originally found in the land of whatever, with Blood Moon Ursulana as central Pokemon. So there's going to be an Iron Thorns EX, Screamtail EX, Blood Moon Ursulana EX, a Margaro EX. So this is going to be what that card will look like. So we're going to basically get a Terra version of that. Now I'm excited for Terras for one reason. I've been collecting Terras since its release. All right, since I've been in love with them since I saw them come out during this set. So now you're going to get like this cool version of Magoro and like a Terra version, which I never thought in my life I would see that day come because I didn't think they actually cared much about that. Here's the SAR Blood Moon Ursulana. We talked about this on the channel originally before. We're gonna have this version of this card right here. This, of course, is one of the best versions of Ursulana. One of the only, I think this is probably the only The thing about Scarlet and Violet is they're making special art rares for cards we would never have gotten special art rares if they were in different eras. Like we never got one of these cards for this type for this card, for this character, this Pokemon. We never got a card like this in X and Y, Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield. Never. We got this in this one. So I gotta thank, Scarlet and Violet for at least adding newer Pokemon and giving them designs that could last them a lifetime. I gotta say. And this is, of course, the pack art. So I think Pokemon listen to me. When I say make different, like, Pokemon the main focus, and they're doing that by making Urshiwana, one of the ones we never thought we would see them ever make, is now getting an official set all about itself with other beautiful cards like this scream like Iron Thorns. Like look at that. Look at that Iron Thorns. Look at that baby. We got a promo card in English. We'll get a promo card of this in the new Temporal Forces for ETB. For this, we're getting an EX version. So I don't know if this is going to be a promo card. If we're going to get official EXs for promo cards. Maybe this is leaking towards us getting EX promo cards for ETBs this year. I don't know. Maybe that's going to be one of the cards we could pull. God only hopes that can be that. But those are all the cards that so far are leaked for the year. So, I mean, I don't know. I think maybe we'll be getting some aces in this set too. I don't know if there'll be as much as like the Master Ball from the newest set coming out in English, but maybe it will be. So like right there, I mean, I can just say this card might be one of the best cards of the year. By far, this could be one of the biggest cards we've ever seen on the channel before. One of the biggest cards of Pokemon ever. I mean, look at that. We've got, let's see, you got like a cool design. You got Tenamoose and whoever the freak that is sniffing his... Okay, that's kind of weird, bro. What is that Pokemon doing right there? You could see right there, the Pokemon sitting right there. Beautiful looking card. I love that design. I love this card. I literally cannot believe they just pulled this out of the blues. They got like, this is honey. So the bear is eating honey. It's connected to, is that a tree trunk with honey inside of it? I don't know. Maybe it's trying to tell us something. We got the Screamtail EX. We talked about this before. The Screamtail, the Iron Thorns EX. The Manatee. That's one of the illustration rares. Another ace card for sure right there. Rest Stamp Ace Spec what? 260 damage, he's a thick boy. So Blood Moon is basically EX Radiant Charizard. Screamtail has something about supporter cards. Maybe can be played by opponent next turn. And Hair Smash, 120 discard energy from opponents. Active Pokemon, Tar is something that affects all rule box Pokemon except future, and the 140 and return 1 energy. Rough translation, I don't know. Thorn is the new path to the peak. Oh my gosh. So, reading some of the comments, what people think about this. It's more Thorn in the new Empoleon V, but with a chance of a format with no escape rope. No, I wanted to use Mist Energy so bad, and now this. I like Purin. It should help any deck that has multiple evolved Pokemon, especially Stage 2s. This set sucks and will continue to suck. I'll bet my life on it. Not now. Wait till she gets home. Unfair Stamp is fudging cracked. I'm glad they're making ace specs that actually compete with Prime Catcher and Maximum Belt. Meanwhile, Iron Thorns with its path ability is insane against all the top decks in Japan. A Blood Moon Urshiwana EX has the highest HP on a basic 2 prizer with a really good ability in attack, but it seems like it might be outclassed by Raid Charizard in this format. Enhanced Hammer reprint is always awesome and long overdue, and it will see a good amount of play. Lucky Helmet reprint is kind of interesting. It might see some scattered usage like its previous format, especially because Arvin makes it very easy to get, and a draw a support tool doesn't really exist in the current format. Everything else is mid to bad. I was hoping that Drifloon would get a good ability that would come in handy when it eventually evolves into Hydrapple, but oh well. I hope that an Applin line deck becomes viable in the future at some point because it's the only evolutionary line that splits in 3 paths with 2 stage 1 and the third being stage 2, that would be an interesting dynamic. If, say, Demplin had a draw ability, Hydroable EX was a strong 2-prize attacker, Flapple was a strong 1-prize attacker, and Apton had a unique support ability or something like that. Exactly what I was feeling with the app line. I would continue love to see players rocking a Hydrapple deck in a similar box to something like current Gardevoir, with how dynamic it gets inside the limits of one evolutionary tree. I just need the Blood Moon EX SAR because there's a much lacks in the artwork. I mentioned on Twitter, but the bear is perfect for Fortress, and even better match than Fortress Wuchen. 310 HP with Charm, 360 with Cape, access to Penny, and you can still play Wuchen and Shaman, and Iron Leaves as a pivot and tech. Deck doesn't seem bad at all. What does Tinkaton do to deserve getting so much counter cards? How long do you think Unfair Stamp stays unbanned? LOL. No broken acceleration shown. It's more Thorn than is the new. Okay, yeah, whatever. So, yeah, that's what people were commenting about that set. I don't play the game, so if you guys think this might be a broken format, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. One guy said it's gonna suck. We'll have to see. Maybe it won't suck as much as Paldean. Well, not Paldean Fates. Paldean Fates is the best set. I just have problems with it. The only one I can say I love so much is probably gonna be this set because of how unique it is. But I could be wrong. I think the worst set is of course Obsidian Flames, like we talked about on this channel. It's probably the worst set ever. There again, so there's going to be the Ursulana EX, the SAR, whatever, Screamtail EX, Iron Thorns EX, all these other, like, normal ones, the Manatee Illustration Rare, cannot wait to get my hands on that. Then again, I think that's probably, like, the Stamp Ace card they're talking about that got unbanned or something. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up. I hope you guys enjoyed. Just let me know down in the comments. I want to know you guys' suggestions, your guys' comments. What do you think about the new set and about Obsidian Flames? Let me know down in the comments down below, guys. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you all tomorrow, guys. Peace out.